Brian.
Hey.
Something happened. It said, do you want to unmute? And I hit yes. But yeah, I actually called you 3 times.
Oh,
I did the Zoom 3 times because I couldn't hear you.
well, that's weird.
Yeah. So sorry about that. I thought you were gonna call me again, or however you
Oh,
did the last one. So.
oh, yeah. Sooner or later we'll figure it out and get this straight. I
Well,
told Andrew.
I like your Zoom though. I've never done Zoom until I did it with you last time.
Yeah, this is kind of new to me too, and I'm just kind of winging it. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And like I said, I don't know if you saw my post in Facebook, but I saw, we met last week or whenever. It saved that recording, so I still have that. I was able to find that.
I would edit it and post some of them, but just don't post anything, that is personal.
Well, because I went back at it and I realized that, yeah, I shared a lot more than I thought I did. But anyway.
Well, what I like to do is show the video that shows how you go ahead and you set your lines, and then that's what generates a trade. It's like today with GameStop. I mean, you set your lines. It's a put trade today.
Infidelity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't found it to work anywhere else. And I don't know if Andrew would talk to it, but I don't understand on the 5 minute where if you go to Disney yesterday, that's a great example right there. I mean, this is how stocks move. I never figured out why, but it's like somehow like because they're on algorithms, that somehow when it broke that 5 minute high, then it took off. But until it didn't take off.
Yeah, and I was in Disney yesterday on your suggestion. I was in Neo today. Let me see what this 5 minute looks like.
That's a 1 minute you got on now, just so you know.
Today, 5 minute. So yeah, and actually, let's draw this. I think that's where it is. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, it basically took off from the 5 minute and went up. And I was lucky to find Neo today. Honestly, because you mentioned GameStop. Game was expensive. I mean, their options are still, if I look at GME.
We'll bring up GME on the 5 minute bar chart.
GME.
Just so easy to.
Today, 5 minute. Oh yeah, so this is like the.
It's not a great 5 minute because it was too big, but right there you went short.
Yeah,
right there was a beautiful move to about 122.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, I was just lucky to stumble upon Neo, and I did okay with it. As usual, I get out too early and left a lot on the table, but it is what it is.
Well, let's look at it. Let's go to Neo. Let's see where you got out.
So Neo.
So the key thing is you really want to get out at 122 or 222. So you shouldn't even be really looking at it other than that.
122 and 222. And I got out at 12:45, which is 1:45 your time. So let's see this. So right at this dip, I think is when right at this dip is when I got out. And had I held it till 222, we're still up here again. I had the 64 calls, which, like I said, I did about 40%, I think, but, and it was funny because I was at the doctor's while I was watching it, and I close it at the doctor's. And I got to learn to let it play out, and like you said, only look at it at specific times and whatnot.
You always talk yourself out of it too.
You
I
know,
never really understood why, but it really does work that way. It works on those increments, 122 and 222. Those are always your highs. You notice
yeah,
if you brought up the 122, it's actually good. The 222 would have been better.
right,
But what
exactly.
I do is that the rule is you put your finger on it, and if you get a dip after 222, you get out. It's always going to reverse at the end of the day, as you saw it did.
Hmm.
The other thing is that options work on momentum. So if it's momentum up, then you're not usually losing a lot of money to get out of it early
Yeah,
because it's going to. Oh, sorry about that. Go
no,
ahead.
that's okay. I was gonna see if you texted me because my son actually is playing with my phone. So yeah, I want to get rid of this. So yeah, 122 and 222, and and at at like 1 o'clock, I saw that NEO was up like 4.5%, and actually it went up 6% today. And I thought, that's pretty high. I was surprised that it went as high as it did. Um, but if I look at this daily chart of NEO, is that the 3-month? I have this trend line. Let me see if I can draw a trend line. Down here, and as soon as it broke above it, and this did this before as well, as soon as it breaks above, and actually I kind of like this on the daily chart. We'll see if it continues tomorrow. But anyway,
So the only thing you care about is if you go to NEO, hit the 3-month.
NEO 3-month. And this is the 20th May.
Yeah. Now what's that showing you?
It's a little extended.
Yes. So move on. It's not going to go anywhere tomorrow. It could.
Yeah, but I don't know. Do you have better candidates, or do you think? What do you watch? What are you watching for the end of the week, or Wednesday through Friday?
No, I'm just trying to say NEO I wouldn't think would be a good option play, but it could. I mean, I'm not familiar with it. I never heard of it until today.
Yeah, NEO's kind of
No,
I was going to say NEO's the Chinese Tesla, basically.
well, the thing is, Chinese stocks are doing good. One of my rules are, and it's an okay rule, is that if it's trending up and it ends up in the green, you hold on to it because it'll probably go green tomorrow. But
Yeah.
now you get into betting again. It's flip a coin.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to say is that what you would want to see is that SMA line on the up cycle, like it was in the middle. See how it was kind of going.
Yeah.
But right now, it's really
up in here. Yeah, here it's kind of rounding over. And honestly, with my 64 calls, I had a lot of money. I had a big percentage of my portfolio in it, and I was hoping for a bigger retrace for NEO to get into options, further down, like more like the 65, 68 strike kind of thing, because that was a little bit for me to risk overnight kind of thing. So anyway, So yeah, what are you thinking as far as the rest of this week, or what we're going at?
Well, I think we're so far overextended. This market is baffling me because it makes no sense.
Yeah.
So the stocks that should be moving aren't.
You,
And we had some pullbacks today.
yeah.
I
You know
mean,
what
your
I,
solar stocks should be moving up, and your electric stocks should be moving up. Marijuana moved up today, but I don't know.
and I, you mentioned marijuana. Marijuana. I have a friend of mine who's into these. I mean, if you look at these moves, these are ridiculous. These are quite extended. CGC is sort of another one. A lot of volume here. So yeah, I mean, do you chase those kind of names, or do you kind of wait for those to come back down to earth?
Well, see, now that theory would have gone if you would have held it on with it being green. They popped,
Yeah.
Nettees popped. So why? I don't know.
Let me see. I wonder what their. Let me see what Tilray's CGC's 5-minute chart looked like. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much once we broke above this 5-minute, we were off to the races, kind of thing.
Yeah, and then see how it pulled back at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's funny. So did the medical box. Did the same thing. NGVL.
Yeah.
That's about where it pulled back, just the same spot.
Yeah.
So you have to go with the trend. The trend says we go up. I mean, but what do you play? That's all. I mean, I don't know. But the European markets all started lower in the day, so they seem to rebound somewhat. So it's hard to say.
Let's look at this.
I think you are seeing that the power of the 5-minute.
Yeah. Yeah. I I get the 5-minute rule and I understand it. I'm starting to understand time frames to look at things, but where I struggle is finding suspects to watch in the morning. I can only look at 4 or 5 stocks at a time. And then once it.
So how I do it is that, do you got bar charts?
I can get on the website, I can.
Yeah, go ahead and get it. I'll show you how I do it. This is what's good for the group to see, because this is literally how I do it.
Bar charts.
Now, what it is they're already set at
That's
the
not
5
it.
minute.
Is that it? That's not it. That's not right. Bar charts. Let's get to the right website here. Bar chart. No S.
And put in a symbol. Put in the same one, NIO, whatever the one you just said.
We'll do NEO.
Wait for the chart. Put it on one day.
One day.
Isn't that easy? So what it is that I'll go ahead and I'll set up. Right now I got 15 of them. And so what I'm doing is I'm actually just going down the list and tapping on it, looking for that pattern.
Okay.
Looking for the pattern that it goes over the 5 minute. And then that's how I find them.
So you cycle through them so after 5 minutes, you start bringing them up on. 5-minute
they
chart.
actually come up about 10 minutes in. And sometimes it goes 15 minutes, but you kind of, that's why I use the fidelity, because sometimes bar charts is too slow. But even with the fidelity looks just like that. Go back to the fidelity. You got that on your other one.
Advanced chart.
No, that's the thing. You don't want an advanced chart on this part of it. So get out of the advanced chart.
So yeah, so here's Neo.
That's not a 1 day though.
Today.
At 1 day.
Frequency 5 minutes.
Yeah, what happens is on that chart right there will automatically default. It's always on 5 minutes.
And then, okay, so then you just plug in a
So,
different.
well, no, what happens is that it'll start off with the first 5 minutes. So that's the only thing on there. And then it'll form the second 5 minutes. And so it's automatically set for 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So it's actually pretty easy because when you scroll through it, it's already there.
You know, and I think it's, well, because I'm logged in. I wonder if you can set defaults. Because I switched to NetEase. So now, like, if I go take 2, mine actually automatically goes back to a year chart. I wonder.
Yeah, in the middle, in the beginning of the day, that little chart there that you're showing right there is set to 5 minutes. And it's very easy to see what's going on. I'm just saying is that you'd have to look at it 5 and 10 minutes after the market opens and see what I'm saying, because it'll show it to you. Because you could do it 2 ways. One, you could go ahead and just put your cursor over that first 5 minutes, put on there the high and low and the open and close. That's one way of doing it. Or you could wait, or you could do it on the advanced chart, which is what I prefer to do. And you could wait for the second 5 minutes after that.
Okay. And I think
they both work pretty good, but I'm saying on the bar charts, if you do it on the app, it's very clear. You know, like it's like, so you just kind of, what you're really looking for is the pattern. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better trade than that. Did you catch a $3 move or $2 move?
in Neo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't catch it?
I mean, let's see, I probably caught 61 to 60, or where is this open? So it opened at 58.95, so 59. So like I was in at basically almost on the end of the second candle. So 60 to 62. I think I was at 62, so I caught a $2 move. And like I said, I missed the last 84 or 85 cents to it, but yeah, anyway.
I'm just wondering if I brought it up. I mean, basically, it looks to me if you got in the first 5 or 10 or 15 minutes, you got in too early anyways.
Yeah, that's true too. I was, yeah.
Yeah, that was just gambling. So it could have gone the other way. So you should have got in, and it probably would have been able to buy it cheaper. Looks to me you should have got in around 10 minutes, 20 minutes after market open.
Yeah, and that's another one of my demons is that I get trapped up here a lot. I fear missing out on this run, so I get in right as soon as it breaks above the 5 minute rather than letting it go and retest to the 5, and that's actually what we're seeing right here.
Yeah, that's right.
If we draw this trend line, yeah, I don't know how to draw a trend line.
But you can't on that screen. You gotta go to advanced.
Yeah, so let's go back to Neo. And today, 5 minutes.
Advanced is beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, see here, like I said, I came back and touched the 5 minutes, so. And all last week, I had a terrible week last week and basically just kept getting trapped when it reversed all the time. It seemed like they were never either that or they basically broke above the 5 minute and then kind of flatlined. So
Well, I'm just saying is you really wouldn't even, if you look at that chart, you really didn't ever break the 5 minute. I mean, maybe, but it wasn't very solid at all. And then obviously, it wouldn't have hurted you to wait. Yeah, because you should have been 5, 10, 15, 20. As I said, sometimes it doesn't hurt to be a little bit. It looks like you should have been in closer to 9:55, 10 o'clock. But I know, yeah, you want to jump in. I get that more than anybody. You get that blood pumping and you just want to get in. So.
Right, exactly, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, anyway. So yeah, so it's starting for me actually, like I said, last week was a terrible week. But this week with Disney and now Neo, it's been a fairly good week to tell you the truth. And I don't remember what my percentage on Disney was. So, but anyway.
So like Neo, like what kind of investment would you make? Because you said you were all in on that one. I mean, is that like, $100, $200, 300, 400?
Well, no. For me, that those options I think were $70 total. Yeah, for one.
So you actually did pretty good then.
Yeah, I went from 70 to 100, and I think it could have traded up to 150. So let me see if
That's
I can.
That's not bad. So that's still 50%, right?
Close to it, yeah.
Now let's see here. You got the video on. You got the share. We got one more. Chat one. No. Share. Only the host can share at this meeting.
See, but I thought I said that you could as well. Disable names. I'll have to look into that. Yeah, like I said, and I can't thank you enough for that post, basically. Trying to see if I can find it.
You see the 5 minute though. Did you see, if you go back to that?
On Disney? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me
go back to that 5 minute.
Oops.
It takes your guesswork out of it. I mean, that's your low and high. And but what I'm saying is, it's a good idea to come up with an idea, but you still have to use rules, or get yourself in trouble, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I like that 5 minute rule. Let's see here.
I just haven't found anything else that that you can like do on a daily basis and go ahead and be okay with,
Yeah. I'm looking here. yesterday. But yeah, I like those early right here. My picks today: NetEase calls, Disney calls, Tesla calls, Overstock calls, Google calls, game puts. You know, I like those that give me an indicator of what to focus on. So
Yeah, no, that does seem to really help. Maybe that's something I should do on a daily basis. And I mean, I don't mind doing it. The thing is that I'm just, posting what I see.
right,
I
yeah,
mean, you know, the, uh, so usually have a pretty good feel. And I'm getting them more for like, before a market kind of thing,
yeah. See what's moving in the pre-market kind of thing. Yeah. So yeah, keep that up because those definitely do help. At least they know they help me. I would think they would help the rest of the group.
I just want to see one technique. Let's go back to Neo. The Because I want to use my technique to see how I would have got out of this. Oh, what a beautiful up though. Yeah, that's the if you don't go to the advanced, it's kind of interesting. Are you back there? Okay. Yeah, if you didn't go to the advanced, it really is very but the thing is you would have been in Neo after the first 5 minutes. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a small one, you would have put your trend line there and you would have been in right after that. So yeah, and then the thing is, you notice it came back to the 5 minute, but it never gave you a sell signal. So let's see here. Let's see where 122 is. That's a pretty good high. But you notice, what is that? Yeah, so this one had a little bit of a up cycle at 245. So obviously this one. So like what I would do is at 222, let's just see where we would be. Yeah, so my rule is you can't even sell it to 222. Now what it is that at 222 you were at 62.23, 62.27 high, 62.08 low. So what you would do is you would set your stop for your low, 62.08. So what it is that if you notice 60, you never break it.
Yeah.
Don't break it, don't break it. And then it keeps going up higher. And then what it is that then you just kind of, so I'll tell you a technique I need. So go to advanced chart.
Okay. 1 day, 5 minute.
Yeah, today, 5 minute. So then what I would do is you would take your resistance line, the one on the left, and your green, and you would just drop it down at 222. Let's see where that is. Yeah, 222. Right there at 222. And you just drop it right there on the low. 222. So find 222 and you drop it to the low.
Yeah. That.
Yeah, so go below it at 222.
220.
2, yeah.
220, 225. So yeah, within here. So
Yeah. So then what you would do is then you would take your the red you would take the bottom one, and then what you would keep doing is you would keep raising it. Um, so see how you get to the next one. The next one is at 245. So what you're essentially doing is you're creating 5-minute bars again.
Yeah.
And so what it is that if you notice that second one, so kind of reverse them because you always want red on the bottom. And then you take the green and put it there. You see how it came back to that 5-minute and bounced off it again?
Yeah, right here. Mhm.
Yeah. So what it is that if you want to be, and the thing is, you can leave these on your screen. It's really amazing how this works. Is that you notice it came back there and it bounced off it again.
Yeah.
So what it's doing is that it's saying if it gets below 6204, I'm out. That's the
Yeah.
rule. But you're not selling yourself short. So if a stock is trending upward, usually the high is 222. But this actually had some legs. Let's look at game. Game, I think, came back at the end of the day. Yeah, it did. You know, it's so funny. I was gonna sell it at 46.52, but the option wasn't paying that much, believe it or not.
Hmm.
I know that's crazy to me too. Because I think it's gonna go to 35. But now, see, this is a classic example. You do the same thing on this one. So you go ahead and do the opposites. Now, the beauty is you can keep adding lines. So if I drop it down, I would have dropped it all the way down to 1120. I guess it's probably, what is it, 11? Yeah, 1122. It's funny how that always works. So is at 22. And so what it is you would set your line there. And if it goes above it, then you're out. You know. But for me, I didn't get out because I have the 48 puts. It just wasn't. There was two things that kept me in the trade. One is it's below the 5-minute low, and then you notice how it comes back to it, but never could come back to it. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It never
Threatens it. It just doesn't.
yeah, it's and then so, but what it is that uh the trend is lower. Every day it's gone lower. Every day it's dropped $10. So I expect tomorrow 40. I expect the next day 30. Probably and then I'd like to get out. That's what I'm hoping on. Now I haven't checked the options. See, the options are kind of a funny thing because sometimes the options tell you everything and sometimes they don't. Well, there you go. Neo, look at those. Did you look at the option volumes?
Neil.
Yeah, that's a classic example right there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, see if you would have seen. Another thing I do, Brian, is that if you're in a trade, don't get so crazy or get so quick to get out of it. See what the money's doing. I mean, the money on that one was telling you to stay in the trade. So
Yeah.
what it is that if you see a lot of people going into it, it's like, why get out of it? It's, I mean, obviously, what is, what's the rationale there to get out?
Yeah.
I'm going to post this one. Good play.
780,000 calls to 170,000 puts.
Yeah. Yeah, it's yeah, I mean, that's just like crazy. That's the kind of stuff you should be looking at. Yeah.
Once.
What? See, the thing is you're using a complicated system that
Mhm.
I've told you at least 5 times. I've never made $1 on that thing because it's too complicated.
Old dog, new trick. Yeah.
No experts use it. I mean, when I say nobody does it, nobody does it.
See, I
So,
see. Yeah,
so
but
I
like,
don't
okay,
care what you tell me. There's, I mean, I know $1 billion traders. They just don't do it. I mean,
oh,
and
here's the
nobody
option.
does
Yeah.
it. The thing is that this is your telltale right here. Look at the blue. Blue's money.
Hmm.
You get 100,000 calls to 3,000 puts. I mean, really? Now it
Yeah.
tells you where it's going to go to. Where's it going to go to? It's going to go to 65
Yeah.
because those people want to get paid. You don't think those 47,000 people that have that don't want to get paid? You kidding me?
Hmm.
That's what it's all about. They want to get paid. They
Yeah.
want to get paid. So that was a good find you had there. Now that would have been a good one to share.
Hmm.
But I'm thinking if you looked yesterday, so now in Fidelity, which is beautiful, the one on the right is yesterday. So you got 40,000, 49, 50,000 calls to 1,000 calls. What do you think is going to happen? You know, so that's your telltale right there. I haven't checked out a game, but you know, it's so funny. I was going to go really big position on the calls. I had a feeling on Friday they were going to do that. But see, look at game.
Oh yeah, 16,000 here, down to
Yeah.
50.
Yeah. They now those are basically even because you can see they're 5 and 5. But you got what, 3 to 1, 2 to 1. But you got 9,000 to 30,000. So that's a big advantage. Um, so yeah, I bet you'd have to go to a 20, go down 20 and look at it.
Oh, you mean the strikes?
Yeah. That's interesting. Big position at 45 puts, but that's interesting. I would have thought there had been more on it. Let's look at all of them.
6,000 calls were here at the 60.
Yeah, they're all at 20. You see them at 20? I think it's going to 20.
You
Do you
look,
see it?
oh,
The
let me get
20
all of them.
puts.
Let me get all of them. Oh yeah, look at those. Oh wait, that's strike at 1. 20, yeah, 12,000 at the 20. 9,000 at the 30.
See, I think if I were a betting man, I think that this guy that got everybody in is scared silly. They're like, wow, this worked out good. But then the thing is they watched the one guy, which I thought was the biggest idiot going. He said he owned like 150,000 shares long. And he
Jeez.
says, I'm not selling any of them. I'm thinking to myself, really? Are you an idiot? I mean,
Yeah, no
really?
kidding.
I mean, when it was at $350, why wouldn't you sold them and made like a fortune?
Right, exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's, yeah.
I mean, you probably had it $10 million. Now he's lost his ass, and nobody's going to jump in it. I mean, the thing is that, um, you know, let's look at it logically. The logical issue is that people are only going to go ahead and buy. Um, who's gonna? There's nobody going to be buying. I mean, every
Yeah.
day they see the thing go down.
Well,
You
and
know.
let's put these together. So right now it's at 50. Today's Tuesday. And
Mhm.
you said $10 a day drop. So Wednesday it's 40. Thursday it's
Now look at
30.
40. There. See, this is what I'm saying. This is what you do, Brian. look at, so I come up with an idea and I say, huh, let me see if there's any validity to it. So it drops 10, there's 40, there they are.
Yeah.
Then
Drops
I
to,
say it's going to drop another 10, look at them
drop,
at 30.
yeah, which is right there.
And then you say, look, oh, it's going to go to 20. Look at them right there.
Look at them right there. And those 20s are selling for $7 or $8. I mean, that's a pretty nice, interesting lottery ticket right there. I mean, I'm sure.
Not only is it a good lottery ticket, the thing is that it's probably going to happen, because the thing is that when you got, now you got everybody upset. You know, you've got the big boys with the billions of dollars upset. They're gonna go ahead and they're just gonna go ahead and like say, oh, we're gonna stick them, and they're probably bringing every dollar they can get into this. Um, and they're probably gonna go ahead and say, you know what, we're gonna stick it to these guys to show them who's boss.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, you can see it right there.
And
I
pound those
mean,
shorts. Yeah.
I mean, I showed you how much it was shorted this morning. I mean, oh my God, is that, I've never seen anything so shorted in my life. I mean, it's 150% short. I mean, how is that even possible? I mean,
Right.
how could, it is not even possible it could be that short.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing about this stuff, is like everybody knows there's not enough shares out there to be that short. So what the hell are they doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah.
And if you look at let's see here, GameStop on the 3-month. You know, before all this mess started, here we are down at 36. And this was just at the end of January. You know, if we even going back further, mid-January is at 1990. It was at $20 here. Let's see, can this 1 month?
If I brought up my Merrill Edge right now, which is I should do that. I think what would be interesting about this is you probably found out they had block trades of shorts. I mean, to make a stock drop that much in a day, $10, that's pretty good.
Yeah, 16%. Yeah.
Let me see. So Merrill Edge on the Pro Series, I'll let you go ahead and do it. I'm just seeing if I could even, let's see if I can, but if it does, which is what I would think, um, trade. How it works with them is you go to Merrill Edge Pro. Just bringing it up. Look for an app. Okay. I'm gonna have to let you do it in the Word. I don't know if that was a good way to do it. I can save when prompt and open download to launch the application. No, I had a feeling it wouldn't. That was bad. I should have probably asked you, the pro here. It's asking me to, for the first launch on your computer, install Ice Web Start. And download installer for Ice Web Start.
I should have 64.
Yeah, so this GameStop, basically, you just gotta say how much you're willing to put on the table for these on the short side on these puts. You know, and I wonder, because Curtis today in Facebook land posted about TD Ameritrade not letting him put a put
Show
on.
you the short position.
Yeah, but I wonder if because he was using margin or because he has a margin account, they just automatically lock it and they restrict it.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Let's see here. Curtis, where are you? Okay, please. TD Ameritrade wouldn't let me last time I tried. They were blocking anybody from shorting. And I said, well, just buy puts. And he said, I tried. I got an error message, not accepting any orders to open a short position on game or AMC. It was
Yeah, I
last
had
week.
the same. No, I had the same problem last week too.
See, but I wonder if you have a margin account that it's automatically going to try to use margin to buy that put. And therefore, that's what they're blocking. They're blocking margin accounts. They're not. So if you have a cash account that doesn't have margin, you should be able to put that put on. You should be able to buy that put. Let me do this.
No, well, what you're thinking, which is probably not all that out of line. That what it is that yeah, I do have a cash account, but they blocked me too.
Oh,
They weren't letting anybody have it, and then they had all this pushback on it. So then when they had the pushback, they went ahead and allowed it. So I got in on it, but it wouldn't let me get on it when it was on the upside. Well, let me rephrase it. Let me do it at first, and then it blocked me. So it blocked everybody. And I think what they were worried about doing is, I think they were worried about getting caught holding the shares. Because I got the same issue on my account that I do on the other ones too.
what it does tomorrow morning. And this is my cash account. I had a couple accounts. I got a cash account. I got a margin account at Fidelity or at Thinkorswim that I just use at times. I have a Fidelity account. I have a Tasty Trade account sitting out there that I haven't touched in a while. I think the only one I don't have is a Robinhood account. But anyway, so yeah, so we'll see. But I like that idea of, if you really sit and think of GameStop as a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday trade, going down to $20 or even $25 is not that out of line. If it's doing 16% a day, for it to drop 50%, that may be feasible.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what, that's what I had to tell myself with Disney on Monday. I almost talked myself out of that trade because when, I was looking at Disney, which was trading at 180, 190 or whatever, and I'm like, it's never going to get up to 210. But I said, you know what, it's going to move. Alan posted that it's to buy calls. So, and it actually did pretty well. So I got to stop trying to rationalize there's no way it can move up this much, or there's no way, like I did today with Neil. It was sitting up around 4 or 5%, and I'm like, there's no way it's going to be more than 5% a day, or it's going to move. And if you look at this daily chart. Let's go to the 3-month. That's a pretty big daily candle right there. So I kind of talked myself out of it that it was going to rise more than it actually did. I kind of cut myself short. So yeah, I got to stop doing that.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Yeah.
All right, sounds like a plan.
So
When
yeah,
you
so
when do you get together next?
do you want to do Sundays? I mean, does Sundays work for you, or what day? What?
Usually during the week's better. Usually I'm doing something with the spouse on Sunday. But around 4:35 is usually pretty good
Okay.
most days, yeah.
I mean, we can shoot for Mondays. Get a day under our belt, a trading day under our belt, and see what the week has.
Mhm.
But yeah, continue those posts early morning as far as, what you see kind of thing. Because those, like I said, those help at least gets a narrow down a list of stocks to kind of look for and, watch the 5-minute for.
Mhm.
So, and like you said, I just got to, at the open, I got to calm myself down those first 5-10 minutes and let it play out until one, the cost of those options goes down a little bit, and it actually, people take profit and then it starts trending again. Because that's what happens. You get those people that play the open and have to take profit. That's what actually drives the stock back down to that 5-minute high kind of thing. So
Mhm.
yeah, sounds good.
All right. So next Tuesday,
Yeah, we can do Tuesdays, 4:30.
yeah, that way you get see, generally speaking, just so you know, I usually do not trade Mondays. The options are way too expensive, and even if you're successful, usually the most you can make is you can't. It's almost impossible even to make a double.
Hmm.
So it's just something I found. It's just not worth. It's just not even worth it. So that one was just weird because of the I just knew that was all news driven, but I
Yeah.
had seen the commercial on TV twice and I'm like, okay, this thing's gonna stop,
Tom Brady, what are you doing? You're going to Disney? Is that the commercial?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was on several times. And that's how these are all plugged in, They really are. They just are plugged in that way.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good call. I mean, I think, yeah, there was another one on their list that did well as well. So cool. Sounds good.
All
Tomorrow
right.
I get to go to the doctors to see how my finger's doing.
No, the
Uh,
one the snowplow took.
yeah, you see it.
Yeah.
It's on my right hand too, so it's kind of been a pain. So anyway. Oh well. Okie doke. Well, you have a good night.
Okay.
We'll look forward to your posts in the morning and hopefully have a good day tomorrow as well. So
Okay.
have fun trading. Talk to you later.
Okay. Bye now.
Sure. Bye.